Hello everyone! Hi, welcome to this very special stream on a Thursday night. I am Simon at Wandering DM, and tonight we're playing for the first time Animon Story. It is a TTRPG that is inspired by all of these Mon animes that we loved so much when we were younger. We're talking Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Rancher. There's a lot of nostalgia going on. Even yesterday, we mentioned Jade Cocoon, we mentioned another one that I forgot, Tamagotchi was one of them. Anyway, the game is made by at ZachBeFree on Twitter. You can definitely follow them during break. Their handle is going to be on screen, so you can follow them. The game Animon Story is coming out tomorrow, so make sure not to miss it. That said, yesterday we created our characters. For those of you who weren't there yesterday or are just joining tonight, what we'll do, we'll just go around the table very quickly like we did for the outros yesterday. We're going to do that for the intros, so who you are, who you're playing, and who's your Animon. And I will start with, well, pretty much same order as yesterday, so we'll begin with Eddie.
Hi, yes. You can find me on the internet. I'm Eddie Freeman. You can find me on the internet at Pixel Knitter. That's with a K, so I'm actually knitting some things, and we'll probably have some knitting club talk tonight, as some of our characters are deeply involved. But yeah, I'm a mobile app developer by trade, and play TTRPGs by night. Love hanging out with the folks in the community, so feel free to ping me on the Twitters. That's where I mostly hang out. And yeah, one day I'll actually stream on my own channel.
And who are you playing, Eddie?
Oh, thank you. Yes. Intros. I am playing the loner, Kale Stardew, who hangs out with their good friend Portobello. A jerk with a heart of gold, and tends to be a little bit oversensitive at times, but always there when you need him.
Right next to Eddie, we have Stephanie.
Me. I'm Stephanie. I'm Tea and Tells everywhere. I am going to be playing Nickel Pickle. Which, when you say it really fast, it sounds like nickel pickle. I am the gentle heart. I am very kind. I am obsessed with animals, in particular dolphins, which is why my bestest friend in the whole wide world is Orion, my rainbow psychedelic dolphin dragon of sorts. I think that's everything. I think there might be some intermingling things happening between Nicole and Kale. We'll see. I have to help him make a mixtape for me.
Up next, we're going to go around basically clockwise, so cameras have changed a little since yesterday, so we'll go with Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, and this campaign this one shot, I am playing Larry Pine, the rising star, and maybe son of wealthy media magnates, who is also accompanied by his Animon, known as Phantasma, a purple and silver saber-toothed tiger cub. It's really teeny. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And now I have to redo my character sheet because for some reason Adobe did not save all of my information from last night.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Oh no.
So we're gonna do that.
And thank you so much to Pixel Knitter. Thank you so much, Eddie.
Just slip it in there.
For all of these subs. I wasn't checking chat for a moment. And last but not least, tonight we have Chris.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me in the chat under the same handle. First name, last name. It's pretty simple. And tonight I'll be playing Leo Vala, the international exchange student from, we're going with Norway, and his Animon Cleote.
And I think we're ready to delve into our little story tonight. So, Animon is very much like a Pokemon game where we're playing kids, and so what kids do is they go to school. And what you have in school from time to time are field trips. And today is one such day. There aren't a lot of Animon in the world. The kids that manage to have one, they're special. Out of everyone in your class, you are the only 4 with Animons. Now, whether or not you decided to show them to your pals, that's your choice. However...
Doesn't Phantasma have like a Instagram or something?
I figure a Phantasma is probably among those that were shown to everyone.
This is true.
But whether or not you've shown your Animons to anyone, there is one thing that you do have that you don't necessarily need to keep secret, but it's your Annie tool, which we forgot to go into yesterday. The Annie tool is what you see on the overlay, these little like handheld devices, right? That you can use for a variety of things. Your Animon, of course, is tied to the Annie tool. That's how you can see how they fare. That's how you can, check their power levels and all of that. But the Annie tool is also something that can help you out just about anytime. And I am furiously scrolling through the book to try to find it. Good, got the page. Okay. Wait. No, that's not true. Wait, where is it? Using the Annie tool. There you go. A multi-purpose device that you have, right? This counts as one of your items that you have. Your Animon can only evolve if you also have the Annie tool on you. If for one reason or another it is taken away from you, then, your Animon stays at the basic level. But also, there's a few things that the Annie tool can do that you could find like on a regular smartphone or something, but you can, there's a button on it to turn it into a flashlight. There's like a GPS on there. There's a radar that lets you sense where other Annie tools are, and you can use them as walkie-talkies. You can also do one special thing with it. Once per combat, you can use your Annie tool to boost your Animon, which means that their successes, instead of being on a 4+, like we said yesterday, they're going to be on a 3+. And how that looks like will be up to you. Thank you, Zach. I was furiously scrolling through the PDF and did not see chat. Yeah, it's on page 81. So, we're on a field trip today. In fact, field might be a little confusing as you find yourselves on a boat. All 4 of you and the 26 other students from your class, and your both your teacher and another person who is like a student counselor at the school. So we have Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas is your teacher, and you are, in fact, this is a science field trip where you are going to around a pre-made circuit on the boat, on the little ship, to see like coral reefs, fishes, like all of the like sort of local fauna and flora of the surrounding region that you live in. And Mr. Lucas is your teacher. He's a young, bespectacled, blonde man who wears mostly cardigans and like proper pants and dress shoes and everything. He's really the quintessential high school teacher that a lot of the students have like this sort of weird crush on Mr. Lucas, but he's the perfect person and he will never do anything of the sort. He is a big fan of the subject matter he teaches, and is probably the most enthusiastic of the whole class at the prospect of doing this field trip. Maybe on par with Nicole, I don't know. And the other person is Miss Mary. And Miss Mary is the student counselor. Some of you might have had to deal with her in the past. She also is the one that oversees the detentions. She's not very severe, but she has that face that she makes when you disappoint her that makes you never want to disappoint her ever again. And so those are the 2 adults that are with you. There is the captain, an older gentleman, sunburnt almost all over his body, a big bushy white beard, and he's wearing, of course, we're in an anime, so he's wearing the traditional like dark navy blue raincoat with a little white captain hat. He has a reed pipe in his mouth, and his name is Captain Ichabod.
Oh, good.
Good, we're chasing a whale.
I don't know what you're talking about, kid.
I always knew we were going to do that.
And we're going to start our first scene there on the boat. So this I'm saying boat, but we're talking about like a sailboat. A 2-mast vessel, if you will. That Ichabod seems to be perfectly fine at maneuvering by himself. So I think the camera begins, we see the boat from a bird's eye view. The sea is shining all around. There are banks of fishes. Seagulls, yeah. The sun, reflects on the water. You hear kids all around screaming and shouting. From time to time, Miss Mary's voice saying, like, don't run on the ship, be careful. Don't put that in your mouth. And stuff like that. Of course, you are, we're talking middle school students, so around 13, 14 years of age. And the camera will pan down onto the ship to see all 4 of you. What are you doing on this field trip?
I mean, because I have it already in my head. Kale is for sure on the bow of the ship, away from just about anyone else, and just like looking out at the ocean, with their headset, and they're just kind of laying back. And maybe does this ship have like nets anywhere in the front or anywhere, even like if it's a little precarious, like they're not supposed to be there. So it depends on the kind of ship, but if there's any kind of nets where they can just like lay down and just chill, that's what they're doing. So they're ignoring whatever they were supposed to be doing, and they're just enjoying the beautiful weather.
Nice. Yeah, it's I will say there's like a net in the front of the ship. And everyone is supposed to have like these little books with your pencils that you're supposed to take notes in. And I figure yours, Kale, is probably closed and far away from you as possible.
It's like in the back pocket, like with the moderate potential of falling out into the ocean from the netting.
Of course. Are you amongst those rare few kids who are showing off their Animon to everyone? So is Portobello outside, or is he stored in the Annie tool?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think Portobello's out. I think that's something like to show off a little bit, to be like, typically Kale keeps things pretty close to the chest, but this is one of those things that, you know, people are known to have them, and he wants to be known as one of those. Yeah, Portobello is probably like at the very tippy top of the bow is the back, stern is the front.
Yeah.
So it's actually the stern that I would be at, because that's typically where netting.
No, the bow is the front, the stern is the back.
Sorry, you're right. I was right the first time. I got myself reversed.
It's okay, I suck at boats.
It's been years. But yeah, so yeah, I think Portobello would just be like feeling the wind and just kind of like using the tendrils to like hold on to the I forget the name of it, but there's always like a I guess again depending on the boat, but something that like they clamp onto and hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like on the railing on the side or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I interject a mild thing, since I'm supposed to be playing Portobello.
Oh yes.
So yeah, I want to say that Portobello also has a headset on.
Yeah,
but he's not. He's listening to ska music and he's skanking while on the bow. So you just see him going like this.
Yes, I love it. And because I haven't visually described Portobello yet, so I'm imagining and there's like that inky mushroom cap that has kind of a white top to a darker color of ink, and like I'm imagining somewhat of a transition from white to purple that happens, and so then it's like a thicker purple with the ink kind of little droplets happening. So like as they're doing their dance, like the droplets are like swinging back and forth, like very much like a sombrero that has like those little dangling like bells and stuff. Yeah. So and so then so yeah, it's that is most of them is that that cap, and then the little body underneath is like proportionally like half the size of that cap, and so you just see like these tiny little legs with a face that you can't see with the massive cap, dancing back and forth to the sky.
Nice. Elsewhere on the ship, so we know that Kale is not paying attention to anything, and probably just enjoying the sun and the general, sounds of sailing and all that. Somewhere else,
things up quick.
Yeah,
he'll figure it out later.
Yeah, it's not important. I mean, there's. You think you heard Mr. Lucas say there would be a test, but probably not. So, like, whatever, really. Elsewhere on the ship, we have Nicole. What is Nicole doing?
Nicole is hanging off the edge of the boat in a very unaware. She's very unaware of how precarious it truly is. But basically, off the edge of the boat as far as she can to see into the water, and is just yelling out random ocean facts to probably nobody, because nobody would be listening. But just random things. And she would have Orion out with her, especially near the water. But yeah, she's just hanging over the edge with water splashing into the side of the face, yelling out, things like, "Did you guys know the lobsters pee out of their faces?"
You just hear, "Ew, Nicole, shut up." Nicole, do you have Orion out?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He is most definitely out. If depending on how fast, I mean, he can swim pretty fast because he's a dolphin, so he would probably be coasting along, in the wake of the boat with us, because any chance that we're near the water, I let him swim, and
That was going to be my question, if I'm in the water or not.
I mean, definitely could. I figure that whatever the speed of the boat, Orion can keep up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And Orion's probably along the same side that Nicole is. And, every once in a while going things like, "No, lobsters are dirty little urchins."
but they taste so good.
Do you know that there's a conglomerate of lobsters that is working to undermine all of the clams? They're trying to steal from them and hoard the Earth's pearls.
That's horrible. We should probably do something about that.
What can you do? I mean, you'll
know.
drown.
I'm gonna look up and go, "Mr. Lucas, is there something we can do about the lobsters hoarding all the pearls?"
This is. Don't worry about it. There are no pearls here right now. It's Don't think it. Who told you that?
Orion.
He walks up to the side of the ship and leans over the railing with his arms crossed, and he looks down at Orion in the
Can I
the
dive
water.
down and find a clam and bring it up?
Sure. As it were, we're gonna do that with our first test of the night.
So yay! So I get to roll for my
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roll
my
for your
sweet,
for your
sweet
Animon.
dolphin. Oh my gosh.
So I think this is going to be Also, I don't think the big heavy metal or dark metal that was playing in the back was the good idea. I think we're gonna go with agility.
Agility? Okay,
And do
so
you
my
think
dice
you would
pool.
have? Oh, yep. No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No. Actually, you go ahead first.
Okay.
Because
Do you
this
think
probably has...
either your signature attack or any of your qualities would also help in doing so? Otherwise, it would be just flat agility.
I mean, the signature attack is a sonar blast, but that kind of disorients. Would that help with I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, sound waves underwater, they create shock waves, so that could probably disperse the
Would that
sand.
help? Would that help Orion find?
Sure.
Okay. So that's one dice because it's the rank, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then agility is 4, so that's 4 dice. So I do 5 total.
Yeah, 5 total,
Alright.
and you need to have at least 2 successes. So
Okay,
2 dice
which is
that
a-
show up at 4 or above.
4 or above. Okay. Ooh. No, I only got one success. I got a 3, 3, 6, 3, and 1. So that's only one success.
So down underwater, Orion shouts out, because of course you need to call out your ability.
Mhm.
So
Obviously.
Orion calls out his special move.
Sonar blast.
And
Orion's cooler
everyone
than I
on the
am.
side of the anyone on the same side of the ship, like, would see like a wave come up, almost like lap the side of the ship as the shock wave spreads underwater. And Orion will find something. And when Orion emerges from the water, there's a lobster clamped on his nose, on his snout.
Oh, buddy.
And
Here, let me get that off of you.
He'll do the little, like, get up on his tail kind of maneuver.
Uh-huh. I mean, technically, he can probably just like hover too, because I made him with a hover ability, so that it made sense when he was not in the water.
That works. But, you could also show off for the others.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, you should probably do that. So while he's flopping with his tail, I'm going to just kind of like reach up and grab the lobster, and then is there like just any loose like pool or like
there's like
piece
an
of
open
rope?
cooler, or what are you
Like-
looking for exactly?
I'm looking for something that I can distract the lobster with, so it'll try to grab a hold of that and let go of Orion's nose.
Oh, you can take your pencil.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna wave my pencil in front of the lobster's face and kind of like stick it into his claw and see if I can get him to let go and grab the pencil instead.
Yeah, it snaps on the pencil instead.
Yeah.
Now it's just like
Okay, and I'm just
Held
holding a
up.
pencil with a lobster on it. Orion,
don't
I
let it
don't
lie
see.
to you. It knows
I don't
things.
see any pearls.
It
I
knows where
don't-
they're hidden.
Okay.
you hear suddenly the voice of Captain Ichabod in the back. Oi, child! No lobsters on my ship! And he taps a sign of like a no lobster sign. He says, "That's how
Sorry.
I lost my leg." And he opens his coat, and like he has a wooden peg leg.
How big was that lobster?
That's the dreaded lobster of 42. Now, throw that back in the water.
I'm holding it over the edge so that it's not technically on the boat.
The lobster is slowly inching its way towards your hand.
I'm gonna drop it. Mr. Lucas, I lost my pencil.
He says, "That's okay. That's okay, Nicole. Here, take mine." And he gets like his pen from his pocket and hands it to you.
Oh,
And
it's
like
so
you can
fancy.
see the group of like girls in the back just going like crying because like you've got Mr. Lucas's pen.
I will give it back after I finish taking notes.
I'm imagining Mr. Lucas being someone of like the Indiana Jones of middle school.
Mr. Lucas, did you know that the Pacific is wider than the moon?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't, but I'm glad that you know, because that's what's important.
Yeah. Also, dolphins don't chew their food.
They don't what?
Chew their food.
You might not need this exam after all. And he just leaves. As he leaves, the camera's going to follow him to another part of the ship where we're going to meet Larry Pine. What's happening to Larry?
So, as the teacher is scrolling past, a door will open out of the cabin, and Larry Pine will step out of it, and he'll just give his blonde hair a bit of a flick as he strolls out with Phantasma and Toll. So the reason why he was in this cabin was because he needed to change into his boat clothes. So he's wearing white shorts with no socks, but he's wearing boat shoes. He's got a polo shirt on, and he's also got a sweater that's has its sleeves crossed over, and that's just thrown over his shoulder, and over his other shoulder is a man's handbag, a European handbag, which is where he's keeping his notebook and a tool. And his phone is out because he's taking pictures of Phantasma and posting them to his Phantasma's Instagram. And Phantasma is actually wearing a bit of a sailing outfit as well. That's kind of reminiscent of the Sailor Moon, bow and top there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're walking. They're just walking up towards the bow of the ship.
As you make your way, like there's a bunch of students just whispering outside of earshot, like, "Oh, have you seen Phantasma? What is she wearing? Where do you think I could get that?" And like some are like, "I'm so jealous. My cat doesn't have big teeth like Phantasma." Like, I tried to make an Instagram for my cat, but it's impossible now that Phantasma is around. And others, like, there's one student, she's like with her book open, and you see her like doodle in it, but instead of doodling like the things in the sea, like the fishes and the coral reefs and all that, she's doodling Larry's face with a big heart around it.
Phantasma, this is a nice ship. It's almost half as large as our yacht.
Of course you have a yacht. And as you walk, that's when the boat gets rocked a little by the sonic blast. Everyone sort of stands up straight, a little startled by what's happening. And you notice that through, the boat shifting a little, Phantasma got some water on her suit.
Oh, no. see, Larry will kneel down and pull out a battery-powered hairdryer from his handbag and start using it to dry off the wet spot on.
Everything needs to be perfect.
Yeah. Oh, this will just simply not do. No, you might catch a cold with wet clothes. Can't do that. Seawater is terrible for your fur.
Meanwhile, as you walk, basically, not as you kneel down to dry Phantasma's outfit, which is probably the type of outfit that costs like would cost thousands of dollars, were you not the one that made it.
Yeah.
Wait, you're knitting. So everything you make is like out of wool?
No, I mean, we could say that he also makes other clothes and such. That knitting happens to be the one that he shares with one of his friends. But the designer clothes that he's got were actually put together by him. It's just that in order to pretend that they're designer clothes, he secretly has Nicole ship them, take them from him at school, and then ship it to his house, pretending that it's from famous designers, so that
Which he does without question.
She's so nice.
that's why he can trust her.
Yeah, no, definitely.
God.
Definitely.
Oh, there's so many things
I'll
happening.
even make the boxes look extra fancy just so that they look like.
Um,
Oh.
the camera will then just move past you towards the bow and then turn and follow our last kid.
So Leo is skateboarding around the deck,
Oh god, Miss
And-
Mary's running after you.
just kind of doing his own thing, not really listening to anybody. When the blast kind of rocks things, he'll actually just kick his board up and grab it in the air and just walk into where the captain is and be like, so how long you been on this boat?
Huh. Son, I was born on this boat. A
Same
real
boat?
captain never leaves the boat, ever. I was born on this boat, and I will die on this boat, like my father before me.
So is there a Mrs. Captain?
Aye, no. And he
So-
looks distant for a moment and says, every captain's love lies with the sea.
So who gets the boat when you die?
My son.
But there's no Mrs. Captain.
You're too young to know how these things work. Child, it's okay. You'll understand one day.
Is this one of those things that I hear about, like shore leave and sailors and port time? Were you doing something ro-ho-ho and a bottle of rum?
That would have been Mada. He was the scourge of the sea. Called himself Orange Beard. Due to the fact that he would wipe his Cheetos covered fingers on his beard.
Your son's mother's name isn't Tennille, right?
Who that?
Okay, just checking.
That's also the GM asking who, what?
Captain and Tennille is, I don't know. Some people like them as a musical group.
Oh.
Out of like the 70s, I think. I don't know.
But
Anyway, he'll kind of wait just long enough for Miss Mary to catch up and then just walk the other, like past the captain out the other way and be like, maybe you can get lucky. And uses the captain as a distraction.
yeah, the captain stops Miss Mary. Miss Mary stops by the captain and asks him, as you move away from there, so her voice fades out. But was Leo bothering you, Captain Ichabod? He's like, no, blah 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 blah. Sea speech. Leo, do you have Cleote with you?
Oh yeah, he would have been like basically right on my hip the entire time.
Okay. So none of you hide the fact that you have Animons. There's a lot of jealous kids, but still, the rest of the morning goes by without incident. You all sit down to eat a lunch on the deck of the ship, so everyone's basically sitting in a circle, and Mr. Lucas walked by everyone to pick up their notebooks to see like where you were at with your work. And of course, some of your workbooks are completely empty for some of you. Others are already filled to the brim.
Mine are all filled with Viking runes.
Of course.
I love it.
And so yeah, he's looking through them, and sometimes he sighs, rolls his eyes, moves on to a different kid. And that's when all of a sudden you hear the voice of Captain Ichabod say, "Uh-oh. This is about to go down bad. And the... Oh, I should put the sound down a bit. The sky darkens all around you in a matter of like seconds. Thunder rolls, lightning strikes. It doesn't rain yet, but the waves already begin to shift and move and increase in size. And over the noise of the thunder and everything, you have Captain Ichabod turn to the rest of the class and say, "Y'all are gonna want to hold on to something, kids."
I grab Orion.
Kale is near almost oblivious, although like there's like a sixth sense where Portobello sees something. And what does Portobello do? Anino? Warn me.
I think that Portobello would probably just start headbutting Kale. Just to prod him to get his button gear.
I think it's like, what is it? What is it, Portobello? And as like the headphones like fall off and like he hears like the final moments.
The thunder and everything. Yeah, now you hear it. You also realize that you're not with the other kids. Like, you skipped the call to go eat, so you're still on the bow of the ship.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yep.
The ship rocks once more. Some of the kids slip and fall onto the deck, like not off the ship, just onto the deck. And Lucas and Mr. Lucas and Miss Mary run up to the helm to talk with Ichabod. And Lucas comes back down, still holding on to the railing of the stairs, and shouts to all of you, like, "Please, everyone, hold on to something! There's an island nearby. We're gonna try to dock there for the rest of the day." And as the ship gets rocked by another wave, I would ask everyone, how do you avoid being thrown overboard?
Ooh. So, because I'm in netting, I think I think the only way, or although now that he knows that the things are in danger, he's going to go try to find people and help them. I think he abandons his like his self-preservation and goes and tries to find the other kids. And like I think the way it pans out, so like can you describe, well, I guess Kale wouldn't know this, but what does it look like on the deck right now? Is it pretty much barren? There's no one there?
We'll say it's like barren. Like think about like the ship itself has like this cabin in the middle.
Yeah.
With like one of the masts being straight up against that cabin. The other one is a mast that extends from the bow. So you have like your triangle sail, thank you. And then the main like square sail, and then the rest of the ship, like all the back from the helm to the stern, is just like this flat like wooden floor where everyone was basically sitting and eating a moment ago.
Okay.
And then of course you would have like inside the cabin a way to get below deck.
So I think Kale would like look around, and then look at Portobello and say, "We got to do something. Let's go. Find everyone else." And go and try to find
Portobello
people.
Yeah, Portobello will just hop down, and I'm assuming since he's got really sticky tendrils, it doesn't really matter if the boat is rocking like crazy, because he's pretty well anchored. But also, you can't tell if he's swaying because he's still dancing, or if it's because of the ship itself.
I love it. Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I think Kel, like in the back of his mind, is thinking is that worst case scenario, I can just grab onto Portobello because they can root, like, and they're kind of my tree that holds firm. So I think that's what Kel's doing.
All right. So if you want to try to help other, you're trying to help other kids, I think we're gonna go with a reflex check.
Oh no, my worst.
So you run across the ship, the deck of the ship, and try to grab onto as many kids as possible, trying to make sure that no one falls. And
I thought the deck was barren. I'm sorry, I didn't know there were kids on the deck.
Oh, by barren I meant like no other like objects or anything like that.
Oh, got it. Okay. So if there are kids on the deck, my thinking was that Portobello would be able to do something cool, like use the tendrils to grab onto folks, and like give them, and then like, and then anchor onto like a railing or the mast or something central. So like thinking of like what's the way to make a net to protect everyone else from falling overboard.
Honestly, I think Portobello with what's the name of his ability is the
rotten roots.
The roots, yeah. So definitely, it will, however, make all the kids seasick because they're poisonous roots, but it's gonna save them. So you have Portobello hang on to the mast and then call out his special attack to envelop as many kids as possible within the roots.
Yeah, how does Portobello call it out in like the joyful tones?
It's called Rotten Roots.
Yeah.
So you'll see the cap just start shaking side by side as if he's getting like warmed up. So the little hanging pieces just start swaying back and forth, kind of like that drum thing from Karate Kid too.
Oh yeah.
And then you'll just see him like leap up in the air and just say, "Portobello's Rotten Roots," because he's going to have to say his name in third person, talk in third person. And you just see a big thud as he hits the ground, and then suddenly, like, the roots will just spring up all over the deck, beneath every kid.
All right.
And,
so I think for this, we'll go with heart.
Okay.
Plus an extra die for your signature attack.
Okay.
Do you think that would be? Because I'm thinking like it's courage in front of danger.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know how the kids' traits work into this, but I was thinking like it's the smart thing to do to like make an anchor for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just like tie everyone off. Is essentially the thinking.
So what's the trait that you have?
I was just thinking logic because it's like the tactic of tying everyone off.
No, yeah, the trait would be if you do it yourself.
Oh, got it.
Since Portobello is the one doing it. However, if you're helping him, maybe like taking some of the kids and like pushing them towards the roots as they like tumble towards the edge of the ship, I'd say that would be a boost to Portobello. So the successes will be on a 3+. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Kale shouts out, "Grab onto the roots!" As these tendrils like fly out from the thump that is heard across the ship. So let's see how many die. It's the heart plus
+1,
and then I'm succeeding on 3+.
Exactly.
Okay, so 3. Okay, so I got 4 die. Oh boy. That's all successes. So I got 4 successes.
Ooh. The roots envelop everyone Everyone except the players, unless you want to be, taken by the roots. But yeah,
I grab it.
All right, so you grab onto the roots too.
If I hear him yell, "Grab the roots!" Yeah, then I'm gonna grab a root. I'm gonna have Orion in one arm, and I'm gonna grab a root.
All right, and what about Leo? Leo and Larry.
Larry is used to boats, so this doesn't really faze him at all. He's he just braced himself against the where the anchor is sort of tied up, and guessing Phantasma would actually use her tail to lash it around the anchor so that she doesn't fall overboard too.
Okay.
She's
she's
gonna snarl a little bit and go, "Larry, can we retire to our quarters? This Saltaire is doing no favors for my fur."
I would if we could, but this isn't our sailing vessel, sadly, and it doesn't have nearly as much of the comforts as the Blushing Bell.
I hate this.
I know.
So that would be a
But we'll get onto that island soon enough. We'll get onto that island and we'll be fine.
So that would be a reflex test.
Okay. So am I rolling 4d6? Is that right?
Yeah, if your reflex is 4, that would be 4d6. And you succeed on a 4+.
Do I need to roll anything for vines, or am I good?
No, if it's for vines, it's because Kale rolled very well. No one needs the moment you try to hang on to Portobello's roots, like they'll wrap around you to make sure and bring you close to him. So now there's like a tiny mushroom and a giant net of kids underneath it. What's your check?
I love it.
It's I got a 5, 5, 2, 1, so 2 successes.
2 successes is enough. So you you brace yourself onto the ship. And same for Phantasma. Leo, what's happening to you?
That's a good question. I think at this point, what Leo's gonna do is he's probably gonna tuck Cleote in the cabin because Cleote has a tendency to get spooked. And be like, "You'll be fine right here," and I don't know, it's like a broom closet or something. And
it's the captain's spare peg legs closet.
There you go.
One for every occasion.
It's probably a bit rickety and has a latch that should have a padlock or something on it, because that's what I see this captain doing. And because that's one of the items that actually my character has, Leo pulls out a padlock and padlocks it closed so Cleote doesn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously pockets the key and decides to just tuck himself away somewhere.
Anywhere on the ship? You don't have any, you just want to...
Wherever the nearest spot is that he can leverage against the throw, the movement to throw him.
That would
as well as the backlash.
Okay. That would be next to Larry, actually.
Okay.
So, same thing, where I'm going to ask for a reflex, 4+, and you need 2 successes.
Mm-hmm. 2 successes, and I got 2 successes, 2 5s.
Awesome. Our
Two
next,
5s and a 1.
yeah,
Does the one
ones-
do anything?
No, there's no like exploding dice, and there's no like removing a success if you roll a 1 or anything like that.
Okay.
So it's just a 1 is always a failure, regardless of how much help you have. You can
So
never succeed
if,
on a 1.
if it's no successes and a 1, then it's a bad thing,
no,
or
it's
it just can't. Okay.
just yeah.
No matter how many bonuses, you can't succeed on a 1. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's it. So it's like a die that you would ignore.
Okay.
Our next scene begins an unknown amount of days later. Or I should say an unknown amount of time. The sun is high in the sky. We're on a golden beach near what seems to be on a tropical island. The ship is lying on its side. There's an immense gap underneath it, a hole into the hull. Around the ship are the 4 of you and all of your saved classmates. The captain is nowhere to be seen, and neither are Miss Mary and Mr. Lucas.
If I had known we were doing a Gilligan's Island.
You guys know that there's 3 million shipwrecks in the ocean?
So glad that you're with us on this island.
3,000,001.
But this one's not really in the ocean.
Yeah, point of clarification.
It's on the beach. Does that count still?
Where? It's a ship and it's wrecked.
And there's the ocean.
And there's the ocean.
Good enough.
Oh, you two seem to be on the same page.
Oh,
In
where
fact,
is everyone?
well, since you all looked into the ocean when you pointed at the ocean, you realized something. It's sunny and warm on the island, but a few yards away into the ocean is just a curtain of rain, thunder, and lightning.
Do you all remember rain?
So weird.
We don't get storms like
Yes, we
this where
do.
I'm from.
Storms like this happen, but it's not moving, which is weird. Usually they move.
Yeah, I think I'll be right back. And Kale's gonna like start running to see how big run for like 15 minutes. Well, let's be honest. 10 minutes. Pause. And like, have they gotten anywhere near the edge of the island? Or is like this a small island? Is this a big island?
So you have your Annie tool, which you can use as a Google map, basically. So if you start running in one direction for 10 minutes, and then you like use your tool to like zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Like most of the island is hidden. You know, you have like this video game fog of war, right? But you realize
Unknown.
Yeah, the unknown region. But you realize on it that you've probably in 10 minutes have gotten maybe an eighth of the circumference of the island. It would probably take around, like, if you were walking, maybe like 2-3 hours to go around. So it might be like a 3-mile circumference island type of thing.
Yeah, 3-mile radius or 3-mile diameter.
Um,
I think. Well, yeah. So Kale runs back, and like, just looks at everyone else and says, "This is a big island."
I mean, I guess it's big. It's only a quarter of the size of our space over on Martha's
Your
Vineyard.
island. You're gonna say your island.
Yeah. I think Kale rolls.
Well, we haven't
rolls
broken
his
ground
eyes.
on our island out in the Mediterranean.
Oh.
So
Does your island have a rainstorm like this one? And Leo's saying that as he's climbing back onto the ship to get Cleote out of the closet.
When you're up on the ship, so the ship is on its side, right?
Mhm.
You sort of climb up and you get a better vantage point. And you can see past some of the trees. There's a mesa in the center of this island. And on top of it is like this picture like a static tornado of thunder and rain, and it basically extends outward to create a dome around the island. Like the storm was created by something on top of that mesa.
Oh.
I'm going to take my shoes off, for starters, because I want to walk around in the sand. And I'm gonna make sure. You said there's the other kids are here too. Or is
The
it
other
just
kids
us?
are blue in the face and purple. They have like these little anime lines and the sweat, and they're like. But I'll get back to you in a second. Leo, you free Cleote,
Okay.
and when you free Cleote, there is a beep on your Annie tool.
Okay.
It's
Well, I'm
a
gonna take a
faint.
look at it.
It's a faint signal, but so basically the way I imagined it is Kale ran the other way,
Mhm.
so you went the other way where the ship was, and that got you for a split second in the range of another Annie tool that left the scanning range.
So other than the four of us?
Yeah, there could be a fifth Animon partner on this island.
Okay. I'm gonna collect a bunch of the peg legs. And I'm taking them down to the beach to start a fire for all the cold kids.
Okay. So you have like there's one peg leg, the tip of it is like golden. There's one that has a tap dancing shoe attached to the edge, to the point. One of them actually is a peg leg shaped out of the shell of a dead lobster.
Okay.
There's one with a bow.
I just want the ones that are burnable. I'll break the gold tip off the gold tipped one though and stick that in my pocket.
All right.
If he didn't leave the ship, he wouldn't lose his leg.
Yeah. Well, actually, the captain's not on the ship,
I know. If he didn't leave, he wouldn't have lost his leg.
which he said you're never supposed to leave the ship.
I know. He broke the rule.
One of them also that you find has a secret compartment in it,
Mm.
and there is inside a bottle of milk.
Ew.
Milk?
It's a PG game. There's no rum.
is it spoiled?
Is it
no,
still
no,
good?
it's it's like Lon milk in Zelda. Like it's gonna be good forever.
Okay.
God.
I'll pocket
Actually,
that.
this is a special item.
Oh.
Oh.
If you give it to an Animon, it regains 2 hit points automatically.
No.
Nice. Good find.
But Larry's just going to look at the collection of legs and just say, well, he wasn't a very good captain if he couldn't even figure out that there was a storm in the forecast, but sure knows how to accessorize.
Yeah, a leg for every occasion, and then some.
So now we're gonna go back to Nicole with her, like as we see Leo in the background bring all of the wood, Nicole barefoot in the sand.
I'm just gonna make sure that the kids are okay, aside from obviously being sick.
That may have been my fault. I'm sorry.
Am I feeling okay? Since I let the mushroom grab me too?
Because you're a player, I will say yes, you're special.
Okay. Oh.
But if we were to talk about all of the other kids, they would all have taken 1 harm, which
wow.
would be sick. Well, it's 'cause, so harm in this game is not like damage to the kids. It's just like a status, right? You can have up to 3 statuses at the same time. And then, if you fill all 3, you're basically passing out from whatever's happening. So, hungry could be one of them. Exhausted could be another one. So in this case, they're just sick. It's gonna pass. Like, give them a few hours. They're gonna be safe. It would be better if they had something to eat. But yeah, they just all got seasick from what happened. But you saved them all. And actually, when Portobello releases the roots, a lot of the kids will walk by Kale. Those that are done puking in the ocean will walk by Kale and just try to either like put a hand on your shoulder or like shake your hand or be like, I never thought you would do this. I always thought that you were some sort of like cold-hearted.
I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing.
It's not nothing. Look, if you want, one of them says, you can come to my house this weekend and I'll lend you my Nintendo, TM.
I mean, they're great. But let's get off this island first.
And now they realize that like they're on an island in the middle of nowhere. And of course, yep.
Oh no, I was going to start taking them like off towards like I don't know if there's like a tree line. I'm assuming there's a tree line.
Yeah, like
Okay.
tropical trees. You have like
Yeah,
palm trees
and
and
just
all that.
like kind of sit them all down in the shade.
One of
And-
them is a tiny kid.
Oh.
He's like in an anime. He's drawn smaller than everyone, but he's technically 14 anyway. And he's just clutching to a stuffed phantasma pet. And he's like sobbing.
Oh.
Like, I want to go home. I just want to go home. I don't want to be on an island. I'm going to miss my birthday.
You're not gonna miss your birthday. We're gonna get off the island and everything's gonna be just fine. And do you wanna know something really cool? All of the sand that we're walking on is just parrotfish poop.
We're walking on poop?
Yes,
Why are you barefoot then?
because it's soft.
Poop foot? Poop foot?
Yep.
I'm
And
gonna
then
call you poop foot.
Okay, you can call me Poop Foot. I'm gonna go see if there's any water on the boat, okay?
Why? There's plenty of
snacks.
water in the ocean.
Yeah, don't drink that. It'll make you sicker.
Okay.
Once I have... Oh, go ahead.
No, he just like plops down under a coconut tree.
Good, okay. Once they're there, I'm gonna go back to the boat. And I assume I probably see Leo up there.
Yep.
Leo,
Yep.
will you see if there's any water in there? Or food?
Sure.
That's
I'll go to
drinkable?
wherever they were feeding us and look for water and food.
There is a cooler. Like, imagine like a big metal case.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like a symbol on it of like a hamburger and a soda cup. And when you open it, it is completely empty except for a note inside. and it's only written BRB, and it is signed Captain Ichabod.
Also, if you see any grown-up juice up there, you leave it. It's bad for you.
Sorry, I can't hear you. What else do I find?
There is another little compartment, a little smaller cooler. It's got a sign on it. It's a glass bottle and 2 silhouette, a tall one and a smaller one, and the smaller one has a red X on it. You have found the secret grown-up juice.
I'll remember it for later.
Okay.
So no food, just a note.
Just a note.
A note?
Yep. Seems like the captain was super hungry or something.
Oh, maybe he went to go find help.
Maybe. Says BRB.
Yeah, I don't know. He seemed, well, like an odd person, in all fairness.
All adults are odd people.
True, they have weird priorities. By the way, Simon, is there, like, I think, Kale, while this has been going on, is just kind of looking around. Is there, like, fruit or anything that's, like, vegetation-wise?
There
like
are
coconuts?
Yeah, near the the beach's edge, like let's say like the first row of trees. Many of them are coconut trees.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so Kale, like, well, when you scream for water, like, spots the coconut trees and walks over with Portobello and does, like, a combo move where he jumps on top of Portobello and Portobello, like, launches him up, grabs the coconut tree, or the coconut, and then, like, lands back onto Portobello as a cushion.
Of course, it makes a
Like
like bong sound.
Bong!
So you grab a bunch of coconuts.
Yeah.
We'll say
think,
like,
like,
Kale.
I think I try to like kick the tree to knock a whole bunch of coconuts down at the same time. Probably ineffectively, but like get 1 or 2.
no, if you kick the tree, then I'm gonna ask for a roll because that could be comical. We'll go with spirit.
Okay. And can I get a boost from
Portobello?
Portobello, because
Because he's
helping?
he's like helping. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so spirit, and then
Spirit plus 1. And do you have like a talent or something that could help? What's your talent?
jerk with a heart of gold. So I'm like,
Would you share them with everyone?
yes.
Then
That was
I'd
the
say-
whole intention.
Then you can roll an extra die too because of that talent.
Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. Gain a boost whenever you attempt a test to play it cool, begrudgingly cooperate, or protect your true friends.
Are you
my
trying to play
type
it cool?
feature. Yeah, so I'm like, well, like, well, it's play it cool, begrudgingly cooperate, or protect your true friends. So I think in this case, I'm protecting.
Okay. Then that
Fire.
means it's an extra boost, so you succeed on a 2+.
Oh!
And you're going to need 3 successes.
Oh, jeez.
Because it's a somewhat hard thing. You need to gather enough
Yeah,
coconuts
yeah.
to feed like 30 people.
Is there any way that I can get an extra die on top of the 4 that I've got right now?
Well, it's your
I'm trying to think
spirit.
of
So
how to use the
your
system.
spirit. So how much spirit do
So
you have?
3 spirit,
Okay.
and then I got the extra die for the talent, right?
Yeah. And then because of your 2 boosts, you succeed on a 2+.
Okay, so I've only got 4 die.
Yeah, 4 dice. But so long as you don't roll 2 1s, you're good. That's what it means.
I got 3 successes.
All right. Then yeah, you go like from tree to tree, kick, jump off of Portobello, kick the tree, the coconuts fall.
That's the kicking noise that he made.
You do notice something though, because you're jumping up and down all the time. While Leo saw that mesa out there, you notice two more things. One, there is something on top of that mesa. It's hard to see, but there is like this sort of weird stump on top of it. Like, you can't see all of it, you probably see just like the top of it, right? But that's what is like throwing this dome all over. And the other thing that you see is a thin plume of smoke coming from somewhere in the woods.
Yeah, I'm kind of imagining like as I'm mid-air doing the kick, like there's a pause moment where the camera just like angles in on over my shoulder and like out of the corner of my eye, like I turn back and focus on it as I'm finishing my kick. Oh, that's interesting. Who's here?
And then you fall back down.
Yeah.
Gravity.
And then I go, ah!
Me and Orion are clapping for you.
I think he's
Orion's fins are just doing this.
Yeah. Chaos is like, as soon as he's after doing this a couple times, he notices that you've been clapping for him, and he's just like, oh.
Of course, the anime hand in the back of your head. What's Larry and Phantasma up to while we have Leo on the ship, Nicole on the beach with the kids, Kale roundhouse kicking trees?
Larry was actually noticing the interaction between Nicole and Kale, and he's actually jotting the stuff down in a little book, dating it. But just cataloging everything that's going on. Once he's finished with that, he's actually going to go back to his little mini project, which is to make a seashell necklace for Phantasma.
This isn't going to make up for the shipwreck.
Yes, well, I mean, it's
But-
not like I can just get Versace to do it for you while I'm all the way out here.
It'll look nice, I guess.
Oh. That's the most lukewarm thing you've said to me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Thanks. Oh, we should probably get some walking in. There's that weird mesa up there. That looks like there's some sort of like, weather pattern machine there. I bet we need to get up there and turn that off if we're going to be able to escape this island.
There's someone around here with another Animon, though.
And I saw someone in the woods. Yeah.
Someone pinged, but they were out of range too quickly for me to get any data.
Maybe we should find them and then go to the middle to turn off the storm.
I've got folks here situated with food and water. Got some coconuts.
And we've got a fire out of
Make
peg
sure
legs.
that they stay here, and we can go find the other person and then go turn off the storm.
We can just.
Oh,
What? I'll walk over to the rest of the kids. Leo will, and Leo's going to employ his his version of roguish charm, which is slightly intimidating, and persuade
Be gentle.
all of them to stay, because this is where the rescue plane will see you because of the fire.
That's definitely going to be a spirit or logic check.
Spirit is
Depending
what I'm
on
going with.
if you try to explain it like logically or
No.
you try to appeal to their emotions.
I try to appeal to their emotion of fear.
All right.
Gentle, Leo. Gently.
So I'm going to use my spirit and my intimidating trait.
Oh my god.
to convince them that the only thing they need to do is keep the fire from burning out.
What did
Okay.
we talk about? Tone of voice.
He's only got one mode.
4 successes.
Some of the kids are visibly scared of you. And as the crowd sort of like parts, there is one of them standing in front of everyone.
Mhm.
He's not wearing any
Right.
clothes. He's just got this like skirt made of palm tree leaves and white marks under his eyes made from like, you know, the inside of a coconut. And he's carrying a sharpened stick and a Phantasma plushie in the other hand.
We just got here and we're already Lord of the Flies.
And he's like, "Don't worry, Leo. I'm gonna take charge of all of them. Are you lot?" And he points with the sharpened stick. "I need someone to make a cabin over there. You two, you're on wood duty. You're on coconut peeling duty. Come on. Oh, also, you're gonna build a bed. Yeah, build a bed."
That kid played a lot of Minecraft.
I guess. At one point.
Okay, kiddo.
Also,
And
keep
I
your
think,
shoes
like-
on. The beach is full of poop.
Oh, it's that kid. And I think like Leo or Kale kind of kicks over a bunch of the coconuts that they gathered, and just like, "Here, survive for a little while. You'll be fine. We're gonna go see if we can find out what's going on with this storm."
And our next scene will be the group walking in the woods. And something stirs in the underbrush. And just before something startles our friends, we're gonna go to break. And we'll be right back.
The whole break.
Sneaky break.
Stick around, everyone. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right.
Hey, we're back. So, players, you might hear the music that I forgot to share with you.
Yep. Indeed, you did.
So the like I said earlier, there's movement in the jungle. The trees shift, the bushes part, and two figures jump out of there, dressed in all black with white gloves and white boots. They have a black baseball cap, and on their belt is attached this strange Anitool-like device, but instead of being blue and white and square like the one you have, it looks more like a almost like an oval, or I should say an oblong shape device with a very tiny screen and a bunch of buttons both on the side and on the bottom. And they have a giant red S on their chest. You recognize them as the Spaceleys. You've heard about them before. They capture and often experiment on Animons. They dislike the idea of free-range Animons. To them, they should be used as weapons of war, and not as pets or friends. They jump out of the bushes, and they point at all four of you. Children! We know you have monsters with you. On behalf of the Spaceleys Corporation, we are here to... On behalf of the Spaceleys Corporation...
Yeah, I'll just start walking past him.
What?
They practiced this. Let them finish. They rehearsed this. They're trying to be scary. Let them be scary.
They try.
Go ahead. Sorry.
They're dressed so
sorry.
tackily. Who wears black in the middle of a jungle in the summer?
Really rude.
Little did they know they were gonna run to these kids.
Let them finish.
Look at this. And
He tried really hard.
Larry takes out his cell phone and just starts taking pictures. This is going to go on the Fashion Disaster blog.
You know what?
Oh.
That's enough talking and villain monologuing. And they unhook the device on their belts. And they're like, monsters, come out to play! And out of their device, like there's a light that spreads out. And their own Animons come out. They call to the first of their Animon, Batmon! And Batmon is this large, semi-humanoid bat with golden claws and what looks to be like a hockey goalie mask on its face. It's got a bunch of piercings on its rather big ears and a very scarred body. It's like dark purple in color except for the mask, which is completely white, and the claws that are golden, like made of gold actually. And it just flaps its wings as it screeches. Bah! Bah! And the second one is Bear Salt. And it is a stony bear with like black rocky protrusions on it along its back and its shoulders. It looks almost like a mix between a bear and a porcupine or a hedgehog maybe. And it is all like shades of gray in color except for the eyes, who are like a very bright neon green. And it just comes out of the device and growls as it bounces on the ground and scratches the dirt. And the one that you the Spacely that you so rudely interrupted says, "This is over for all of you kids. We'll teach you to interrupt us. Roll initiative."
And I think Kale like spins around since he walked around and said, "Oh, you want to play?" And like, Portobello, show him what's up. And like, I think Portobello, if I'll give you like a little inspiration, like has like a flashy dance move that like they like strike a pose together with Kale.
We clap again.
And because I haven't described Kale yet, they have
That's true.
like long, like that anime hair where it's just like kind of a mess, but looks put together, where it has like bits of it sticking out, a little bit sticking over the eye, and they've got their head set around their neck, with like a deck on their hip. I want to say like they have a plain t-shirt, like a dark purple, with to kind of go with Portobello, and then shorts that are a little bit frayed at the bottom, like just above the knees, and they are wearing boat shoes. I found a boat.
So you
But no
strike.
socks.
Of course not. You strike your pose, and before we roll for initiative, I would like to know what the reaction of the rest of the groups, the rest of the kids are.
Just to add to that, like that little pose dance thing, I want to say that Portobello is acting like a sort of basketball. So like Eddie's doing this pose striking that looks very Harlem Globetrottery. So like, you know, Portobello's like rolling down along the shoulders, going around the back, and then out over to the front and lands lands in front of them, and in a weird battle pose.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah. We're both clapping. I am just completely enamored by their Animons because I love all Animons no matter what. And they're so cool looking. And the bear is really cute.
I forgot, but for the players, because again, I cannot show these things, but here's Bear Salt.
Oh, that is dope art.
And
That is
here's
scary.
Love him.
here's Batmon.
Oh my gosh.
He's also really cute. And
They're all
I don't know,
super
Batman's a bit scary.
So you all have one. You can all react. I know Kale already struck a pose. Leo, what's your reaction to this?
Leo's reaction to this is the Sprocket twins, and you'll see him as he kind of stretches out in his flannel shirt that the sleeves have been like cut off on, and he's just wearing jeans and Converse, of course, or Vans. We'll go with Vans, and he kind of like tucks his skateboard under his arm and goes, Cleote,
Yeah.
let's ground this ego a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's do it. And I think Cleote, like his thing is a tremor thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it was like the what is it called? The howl,
The howling tremor.
the howling tremor. You two are just not our vibe. And he's howling tremor. And a like all four of Cleote's paws like get into a kind of a stance, bracing for. Oh
yeah, it breaks the ground like.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
and just cracks all towards the Rocket Team Rocket.
Team Spaceleys.
Sorry, Team Spacely. They're all the same to me.
And Larry, what's your reaction?
Oh, I mean, it's only 2 of them. There's 3 other people, but I guess if we, if you feel like stretching out, you can get into it with them.
It beats the humidity. Just roaming around in this humidity.
Well, right.
I mean, I
And,
could take
he's
them
gonna
on
reach
my
down.
own.
Well, obviously, it's because you're the best trained Animon here. But,
I am.
And he's just gonna fuss a little bit, just to straighten out the little tufts of fur. This humidity is terrible. I can't believe I did this to your
I
fur.
hate this.
You're gonna have to use some conditioner later. All right, off you go.
Brilliant.
So I'm gonna have to ask you all to roll for initiative,
Okay.
which in this game is an opposed roll. So what happens is we all roll our initiative. And the initiative order is created by like who has the most successes. So what we'll do is, if any one of you has more successes than the Spaceleys, the kids will go first, and then we'll go in order of successes with the kids. If the Spaceleys have more, then the Spaceleys will go in order of what they have, and then it'll be all 4 of you. All right? Just to streamline things a little. So it's either the villains, the kids, the villains, the kids. It's just we're gonna determine. So I have one success.
Can I use pack tactics to up this?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, because
Love
it's
it.
the whole group.
Yeah,
that would give a boost to all of you.
Nice.
Right.
Extra
Also,
dice, right?
can I use
No,
can I
boost
use
is
my
a 3+.
Oh,
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, it's still 2 though.
also can I use my Like I Care gain a boost whenever you attempt to test to play it cool, begrudgingly cooperate, and protect your true friends? I walked past them, interrupted them, and to play.
Yeah,
it
no, you
cool.
played it cool. Yeah, you played it cool.
And then now I'm protecting my true friends.
So
Like I
that would
care.
be an extra boost. So you all succeed on initiative if you roll a 2 or higher.
They still only have
6,
2
6,
successes.
4, 1. So
I got 2 successes.
Okay, 2, 2, 3, and Leo?
4.
So Leo's gonna go first, Larry's gonna go second, and then Nicole and Kale, you can decide amongst yourselves how you react. But the Spaceleys are definitely taken aback.
I mean, obviously, I let Kale go first.
Oh.
But we'll start with Leo first.
And I think Cleote kind of set the mood because we're going to use pack tactics to ground that bat-winged Batmon,
Nice.
and then we're going to howling tremors and stunning strike them, or attempt to anyway. And that's 3 successes.
3 successes, they're going to try to dodge. So what happens when we're in combat, because I feel like I should explain these things.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, so
Chris seemed like he knew what I was doing, and I was like, "What? How do you know how to do this?"
So you will roll an attack based on either power, heart, brains, or agility, depending on how you want it. I figured this one would probably use powers. And then if it's your signature attack, you add 1 die to it. If you have a quality that helps, you add another. And then so to dodge, you take your number of dice of your dodge, and you add your dodge score to it. Now you're using a a ground attack, right? That's your tremor.
Earth. Yeah, earth attack.
Earth.
Yep.
All right. The bat is not wind. The bat is a dark animal. So you don't have any, like, you don't suffer any setbacks or you don't gain any boosts to that. However, the bat counts as a stage above yours.
Okay.
It's not a basic, it's already a mega
Oh.
creature. Yeah, they're cheating. So, let me just check. Roll an attack roll. Roll 2 more successes. Yep, that's it. So you roll the your attack dice, and every success that you beat me with is added to the damage that you deal.
Okay.
So I have, and remember, because you have a setback, you succeed on a 5+. I have 3 successes. Can you find a
So
way
we tied.
Ooh, we tie. Which means
Also, you get a boost because you were using pack tactics. Right?
I don't get a boost. I got an extra die.
Oh, got it.
So for damage, the amount of damage dealt is equal to the attacker's damage score. On top of that, you deal extra damage equal to the difference between the things.
So does Ty go? Who does Ty go to?
Well, if we tie, I'll say, because I don't find it at the moment. So
Active player is typical, but
well, what we'll say is we'll just do your damage without any extra damage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if I roll above, then I successfully defend. Ties go to attackers. Thank you, Zach. So yeah, you deal your damage to
That's
the
6
bat.
damage.
Bam, 6 damage. Where's my? Thank you. It takes 6 damage. Do you have anything special that goes that adds to that?
Yeah, it loses its turn. Well, actually, no, it doesn't take any damage because it got hit with stunning strike. It doesn't take any damage. It loses
You're gonna
its turn.
choose to okay. So basically, it was flying, like trying to gain flight, and you just tremored it, and it just falls flat onto the ground. Larry, you're next.
All right, Phantasma, that bear looks a little bit on the tough side. I'm going to need you to use your 12-tailed twister attack on it.
Oh, I've got this. Is that what it's called? 12-tailed twister. All right. That's so hard to say. Gonna
That was
saunter
mean.
up,
I know.
like with the head up high. All right. 12-tailed twister. And it's up around, and I don't know what the attack looks like.
Larry, can you describe what it looks like?
Yeah, so the tail is just going to wave back and forth a little bit, and then suddenly there's going to be like 12 of them there, and then they're all just going to lash out and smack the bear from all sorts of different angles to
cool.
do a block break effect.
What does block break do again?
Makes them vulnerable if I recall.
Yes. So
In the vulnerable condition.
yeah, so I deal only half damage, but I make the target vulnerable instead of dealing damage. as
They
normal.
have setback on dodge rolls. Awesome.
Nice.
All right. But then it needs to hit though.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
Oops. What do you use to attack?
I'm going to say that this is a brains kind of move.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're trying to weaken the creature or something like that.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit it in a weak
She's being
spot.
very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pressure point fighting. Go.
All right then. So, and that's against the bear, right? Bear is not quite as agile. Bear only has one success, and the bear is a basic Animon. So the bat is like the strongest of the two. The bear is on par with you. So you succeed on a 4+.
I'm rolling 5 dice, right?
Yeah.
4 for brains and then 1 for the signature attack.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I rolled 3 4s and 2 5s.
All right.
Wow.
So I had 2 successes. I said.
Whoa.
You had one. You had one
one.
success.
Okay. So you deal an extra 4 point of damage on top of whatever
that's how
you
it
would
works?
deal. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. We're gonna smash these.
Jeez.
So my damage is 4. Since I'm using the attack, it's 2.
Yeah.
So 2 plus 4 is 6.
Yep. And it's now vulnerable. Now it's the Space Lee's turn. No, what am I saying? Kale
Nicole
and
is-
Nicole.
Clapping after every single attack. Ew.
Oh man, I'm kind of wondering. Okay, so I think this is like a moment where Nicole and Kale like cross eyes, and they have a moment of like, no, you go.
No, you
No.
go.
And Kale's like, okay, and like looks over to Portobello and says, "You know what to do. Ground him." And Portobello, feel free to describe however you like, and but they're going to activate their special attack, and I think. So how long does sap last? Is it until the next turn, or is it like for a while?
Let's see. I believe it would be until the next turn.
Okay.
Oh no, it says
So-
it says it. Sap is until your next turn, but
Okay.
you cannot weaken the same target more than once in a combat encounter.
Right.
So,
I'm
if you
gonna
do it on the
I'm gonna-
bear, you can do it on the other later. But
Right. So because the one is stunned and it seems to be totally grounded for the turn, I'm gonna sap the bear. And does my signature attack just sap half the damage?
you can choose to deal half damage if you hit. Yeah.
Oh, with sap? Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
I can.
now- Oh no. So bear has 4 dice, but he's vulnerable because of 12 tail. So he
Yep.
only succeeds on 5 and above.
Yeah.
No
And,
successes.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
No.
So, let's see, this is gonna be a power attack because I'm like, you know what to do, ground him. So it's gonna be a power attack. So it's 4 dice, and it's a special attack. So I add another die to it, if I recall. I think that's it, right? Because it's basically like special attack or signature attack gives you +1, and then it's your stat. Okay. 5 dice, hitting on 4s up, right?
Yeah.
That is 3 successes.
So you're gonna add 3 damage to the half damage you would do normally. So what's your
7 damage?
total? 7.
Yeah, because my total damage for that was 8. The sapping. They are now also weakened. All
Yeah.
attacks that they make.
hello, Raiders, by the way, we're fighting the evil Spaceleys in our Animon story game. You should definitely stick around for the cuteness and all of the stuff. But yeah, so now the bear has been whipped and, like, tied down by the roots. The,
I kind of feel like you see the color drain, like the tendrils, like, whip out, and then grab at the feet and just like you just hear like the pulsing of like
yeah, like the basalt spines that they have, like sort of cracks, and like dust falls off of it as the strength of its bear salt is not looking good, y'all. Nicole, it's your turn.
Oh, right. I was just clapping at everybody.
Yeah, I think Kale's like, it's your turn.
I get a turn. Orion, we should do something.
They are
Why-
shifty looking.
Don't you go show that we don't tolerate bullies.
I can do that.
Does the bat have any debuffs on it right now, or no?
It's
stunned.
It's just stunned.
It
It's
just
stunned.
skipped
Okay,
its
it was
turn.
stunned. Okay, that's the one that's stunned. Okay. Then I think we're gonna wait on the signature attack because they all kind of have crowd control already active. So Orion, I want you to show them the meaning of haste. You go smack them with your tail.
Okay.
So I'm going to use agility to have Orion float rocket over there and do a tail slap on the bat. And I kind of wanted his radiant glow to just make it even more distracting.
Sure.
And
Like the
disorienting.
sun,
Because
yeah, the
he's
sun is
so-
gonna
yeah.
strike on your radiant
Uh-huh.
glow and basically blind the bat. Yeah, sure.
Because he's so
Um,
majestic.
Mhm.
He's so very majestic. So I want those rainbow sparkles to just like glitter and glisten in the sunlight and make it a little bit easier to hit, maybe. So that's agility and then the radiant glow, which I'm not using my signature attack. We're just going to do a normal attack. So,
All right.
That,
Oops.
that's,
And remember, though, it's a 5+ unless you have a boost, because the bat counts as a step above.
yes, yeah. So that is three successes.
And it's 3 on my end. So it still works for you. What's your damage?
Damage is 4 points.
So
Nice.
Tail slap damage.
Yeah, you tail slap the bat.
Right in the
And-
back of the head, like you do when you're like, like,
Orion.
no, stop it.
Orion whips around, tail slaps him, and goes, "Give it up, Batman! Where do you know the Muffin Man? Tell me."
The two Spaceleys look at each other and they're like, "We're not gonna win this fight with these kids if we play it fair. Best get out the big guns." And from their devices, they press a button, and there's this lash of energy that comes out like a lasso. And they're gonna try to hinder 2 of your Animons with it. Yeah, they're not playing fair. Like, at all.
Oh hell no!
That's cheating.
Yeah. Can I do something to react to that?
Well, it'll depend on if you are targeted or not. Otherwise, it's gonna go on your turn. But yes, they're
Got it.
actually going to aim for Orion and Portobello.
Oh,
Rude.
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 Yeah, I would like to
This is
protect
so
my
not bad
true
of
friend.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. That works. Yes. So, what do they have? Okay. It's just 4 dice for them. They're
Okay.
not using any special qualities or whatever. It is an unfair advantage that they have. So basically what happens is if they succeed, and you can roll to dodge with your Animon. So you take as many dice as your dodge score, you roll them, and you will need to beat 2 successes.
2 successes?
Yeah.
How many you cut out right when you said the number?
2.
2. Okay. Okay.
And the kid can't assist with this?
Tell me how you do. You can always try anything.
Okay. I think so. Kale yells out, "Has to move!" And does grabs one of does like I'm bouncing between like a butt bump to Portobello's shoom cap, or exactly like boom, and like get into like a little bit of a dance off. But yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. Is something like that where it's like trying to make it harder to hit.
So I want to say that Portobello stops for just the briefest of moments to break out a dance square. And it begins to do some break dancing in order to get us in place.
You do a head spin.
It does the head spin.
It's one of the few times you'll ever see Portobello's face.
Oh my god.
Which is just like really cutesy, like little eyes, like pinhole eyes, and like a tiny little mouth.
All right. Make your bust a move. So you've got a boost, so you succeed on a 3+. What about you, Nicole? What do you do to help Orion?
Oh man.
Oh, there we go. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, folks are frozen for me.
Oh.
Who? Oh.
3? Yeah, you bust a move and bump into Portobello, sending him, drifting a little, just enough that the lasso like falls flat on the sand and retracts.
I think what happens is like I bump the mushroom cap and Portobello goes into a head spin from that motion.
I'm going to try to use Animal Whisper on the bear. I'm go, look, Mr. Bear, you're so big and strong. You don't want to hurt us. You don't want to fight with these bullies. You're too cool for that. And I'm gonna see if he can I don't know, maybe
try to turn him against the space leaves.
Either that or maybe just in a moment of confusion try to block the attack on Orion.
The lasso.
But if I can convince him to actually turn, then
Well, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna have to roll one way or another.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like you're going with a spirit test. Right? Trying to call to his emotions.
Yeah.
So let's do spirit plus your talent. So you get an extra die.
Okay.
If you succeed on 2 successes, the attack is blocked. Like the bear is gonna do something. But if you get 4 successes, then it's gonna be even better.
No
Remember, you
pressure.
all have bond points that you can spend.
Oh, right,
to
because you can
increase
spend
by a
those
die.
to buy a die. Okay. I think I will do that actually. Yeah. I'll use a bond point to increase my dice.
Is it 1 or 2? Oops. Bond points. Right there. It's 1 bond point to get 2 dice.
2 dice? Oh man. I need to grab one more die.
What?
Okay, holy crap, that's so many dice. All right, we can do this. We can do this. Let's do this. 4, 6, 6, 6, 4. Wait, is it 5 and up or is it 4 and up for a success?
4 and up.
1, 2, 3, 4. 6 successes.
So not only does Bear Salt gets up, despite being like sapped by the roots and everything, he like breaks the roots.
Yeah.
And like his like stony armor has already been like beaten because of like cracked because of Phantasma's attacks, and he still gets up like on its hind legs, and the lasso basically latches on him instead. And like the Spacely agent is like, "No, Bear Salt, you dumb bear! Don't
talk to my best friend like that."
And the bear basically turns around and
No,
like
man.
ruins the like their fake Annie tool, like swipes it away from the Spacely's hand and crushes it, and starts to growl as all color drain from the Spacely's. And they point behind you, and they go, "Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!" And they call back. So one of them calls back Batmon. They hop on the back of the bear, and they just, like with a horse, like when you squeeze with your legs to make it go faster, they're like, "Go! Go! Go!" And as they run away in a cloud of smoke, they scream out, "The Spaceleys will land again!"
That's my bear! They stole my bear!
Behind you is a mysterious, darkened silhouette.
Right, we should probably look behind.
Is that?
Coming out of the shadows, Captain Ichabod.
I knew it!
He's got
Where-
a cracked Annie tool in his hand, flashing it like a badge.
I knew there was something about you.
So wait, you're a terrible ship captain and a terrible Animon trainer?
You took all the food and water!
I was hungry. But also, I'm gonna need your help, kids, if we're gonna make it out of this island. You
Okay.
see, when I was younger, I made a lot of mistakes.
No, let's hurry it up a bit, please.
I know the Animon making the storm.
Like your friends?
His gaze once again becomes like haggard, and he looks distant and says, "We were once in a blue moon."
When we get back to shore, you can tell me about it. So what is it?
It's my old pal, Tentacle Face.
Tentacle
A lot of
face.
questions.
Do we know anything about an Animon called Tentacle Face?
Animons have like their own names. Like there's no, it's not like in Pokemon. But
Okay.
you could check with your Annie tool in case a sighting of such a creature was seen before on the like Animon database. That
Yeah.
would be, and I feel like this would take a lot of power because no signal on the island. So I'm gonna ask all of you to roll a logic check.
Got
And
it.
if you roll 5 successes total, like amongst all of you, your Annie tools connected together are enough to search the database and find information.
I think Kale, like, kind of like, I knew this was going to happen.
Guys, did you know that when octopi mate, the male loses his memories and can never remember anything ever again? It just made me think of that when you said tentacle face.
You're just full of knowledge.
I wonder why that. Maybe that's why my mother always calls my father a dumbass.
Language, child.
So I didn't bother, but I was basically trying to play up the my type like I care to gain a boost. If I did get that, I got 3 successes. If I didn't get that, I got 2.
Well, let's see. Larry, how many successes?
I got 2.
2 for Nicole, 2 for Larry. Leo?
0.
And at least 2 for Kale, right?
Yes, at least 2 kept.
So Leo has the idea of connecting everything together to try to find it. And in fact, only with all 4 of your Annie tools together can you display the image of Tentacle Face. It's in the
By
Discord.
our powers combined.
It is a large, humanoid-like creature made of coral and algae. It's got like a bunch of glowy tentacles, like a beard in its face, tiny beady eyes, and huge like wings made of algae. And it is fairly large.
Yeah, I mean, there's like these humanoid creatures below this creature, and they're tiny.
They're on par with.
Yeah. That's
Captain Ichabod says, Tentacle Face has your teachers. I tried to tell them to run, but he kept them. I'm afraid that he's going to try to bring them to the other side. The Undersea.
The other side of what?
What's the Undersea?
I'll explain as we walk. And as the
exposit.
Yeah, so he explains that there is another realm. Like each element of Animon comes from a different world. And water Animon come from a world called the Undersea. Basically, this is where they thrive, this is where they live. And some of them are able to squirm out of that realm into our world. And that's how we have Animons and everything. And the only way to go into that like land is to find an entrance. And Ichabod, years ago, found one. And unfortunately, there was a battle with a wild lobster Animon. And Ichabod ran away and lost his legs, but he abandoned Tentacle Face. And now he thinks that Tentacle Face is back to take his revenge. He cannot be reasoned with at the moment. He's much too angry like the storm. And the 4 of you have Animons of your own. You have to help me. Please.
Have you tried apologizing?
And not while he's berserk like he is right now.
Oh.
You're gonna have to knock some sense into him.
Leo's really good at that.
He's a wise one. Well, let's go.
You climb up the mesa to find yourselves facing this large Animon, whose basically tentacles are waving up in the air, and instead of throwing ink like an octopus would, that's what's creating the sort of like dome of storm around, the one that crashed your ship. And right beneath, I should say below Tentacle Face, is Mr. Lucas and Mrs. Mary, knocked out cold. And next to them is a pile of wrapped hamburgers, the food from the ship.
Did you take all the food to make it an offering to Tentacle Face?
I thought he was hungry.
I mean, that's a fair assumption. The first thing I think when somebody's angry is that they're probably just hungry.
That's always pretty wise.
Yeah.
You Americans think about everything with your stomach, don't you?
Yes.
The way of the world.
Food.
And because
Throwing
Tentacle
kids.
Face, because Tentacle Face is busy spewing forth the storm, you all get like a surprise turn.
Okay.
Let me just change everything for the boss fight music.
Oh my goodness.
Heck yes.
So what do you do?
Let's see. You said there was algae?
Yep. Well, its body is like covered in algae and seaweed, coral, and even seashells.
Okay. I think I looked to the group. Well, I don't know why Kale always goes first. I'm just proactive like that. Looks to Nicole and says, "Do you think we can talk to it?"
Please, we can always talk. I'm going to walk up as close as I can get. And I'm going to pull my chocolate bar out of my pocket. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take a bite. Mr. Tentacle Face, I think you should have a bite of this and calm down a little bit. I think you and Mr. Ichabod need to talk and work things out.
I'm gonna pause it there. I want to see what everybody else does at the same time because he's going to react. But I want to see what everyone does, if anyone does anything else but just watch you do this.
Leo is holding basically his action to see what happens, and if anything, if Tentacle Face is aggressive, he's going to basically lean into his type features, don't mess with me, and he's going to show just how tough he is.
And I think Kale is going to kind of be the back there, looking to the side, like kind of looking around, looking at Portobello, and pretending not to, try not to be intimidating, but basically like out of the corner of their eye, looking at Nicole, and if something happens, they're going to protect them.
All right. And Larry?
All right, Phantasma. I'll move to flank it. And on my signal, you're going to use 12-tail twister on it.
Gladly.
As Nicole extends her hand with the chocolate.
I'm also using my my feature. Hate is always foolish.
What does it do?
I mean, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to do a test with this, but it gains a boost whenever you attempt to test, encourage others, calm emotions, or when you go out of your way to help those in need.
Then we'll keep that in our minds.
Okay.
Tentacle Face looks down at you. And extends a hand towards you.
I'm holding up the chocolate bar for him.
Only to swipe you with the back of its hand.
Wow.
Of
Leo would have
course.
intervened.
Yeah. Go.
So Leo is waiting for this kind of thing to happen because he knows that Nicole is way too nice. And as soon as it looks like it's going to become a backhand, he basically pushes Nicole out of the way and takes the brunt of it to show off just how tough he is. And then he'll call for Cleote to attack.
So what happens is the moment the hand appears, Leo jumps in, pushes Nicole out of the way, and I think Kale also wanted to protect Nicole.
Yeah.
So we'll have Nicole fall into your arms, basically. The Tentacle Face whacks Leo out of the way. and then turns to face basically everyone. Its little beady eyes begin to twinkle with malice, and it stomps down on the mesa. It destroys part of it. Stones fall, and the four of you, even the captain, are sent tumbling back. When the smoke clears, all four of you have taken 2 harm. You are
Wow, that was
bruised
fast.
and scared.
Good.
And I think that this is when things get dire. Your Annie tools begin to glow and heat up and shake. Light pours out of the Annie tool and hits each of your Animon in turn as they glow a bright white light, and all of a sudden change to, well, to what exactly?
Oh my
music.
goodness.
Wrong music. Wrong music. There we go.
Nice. Stephanie, go first. I think you have.
I have an idea. Orion goes from rainbow, like smooth dolphin, to like scales like pop out and like all the way down the sides of him, and then up his dorsal fin and like down his fluke. So he still kind of looks like a dolphin, but he also starts to look a little bit more like a sea serpent-ish, dragony thing. But like his nose gets a little bit longer, and like his teeth get a little bit longer. And his eyes get a little narrow. But he's still super glittery and rainbowy for sure. Yeah, he's just bigger, and he's got like his rainbow iridescent dragon scales, and he's starting to look a little bit more like a sea serpent, but still cute like a dolphin.
I'll go around clockwise then. Phantasma, what happens to her?
So Larry's like half buried underneath some rubble. So when his Anatool sort of stumbles out, Phantasma changes dramatically. So she goes from this, saber-toothed tiger cub into a bipedal saber-tooth.
Ooh.
And her fur, or her attire changes. Her attire changes into like a gothic princess type attire.
Ooh.
And she gets even darker and moodier looking. And when she roars, she takes off her fangs, which actually turn into daggers.
Oh, cool.
That she spins around and brandishes them threateningly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I've got an idea.
I'll do. Well, no, sure. Well.
Oh, sorry.
Chris?
Go ahead. If you got an idea quickly out there.
It doesn't matter. You can go first.
Okay.
I forgot that there was an order that Simon had.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Portobello. I kind of want to do a different name, but I don't know yet. So, look-wise, same cap, but it like extends where it's taller instead of and less wide. And it kind of looks like those the Rastafarian whatchamacallit
Like dreadlocks?
well, it's like a hoodie, or not the hoodie, but
the big beanie. Yeah.
the beanie. Thank you. Yes, the big puffy beanie. So it looks like that with the drips are now more like dreadlocks. And the face is definitely more pronounced. It's actually more like teenage Groot. And like so now Portobello is, I'm just gonna call him Porto. Yeah, they're actually tall. Like they're almost as tall as Hale, and so like they look like the teenagers with like full arms and everything that they kind of without and seem to extend and have full dexterity, and as they're transforming they like bust into a breakdance, doing full like head spin with a like leg kick, and then like on the ground pose as they are spinning around. Clearly I don't know how to describe breakdance, but
I start
full...
clapping.
Yeah, they do.
So he sort of like lands like with his head down and his arm propping him up, and his legs are sort of just like as if he was like kneeling in midair.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. And Cleote.
Cleote starts to, well, you hear kind of like the crackling of stone as it starts to, as their fur kind of hardens and turns into, well, solid rock, and you see a series of spikes going down its snoot up across its back, and it's now spiked all the way across its back, and it's called Spikeote. And it's like leaning into its earth element, and it kind of like hunkers down for a minute, surveying things because it's very careful, but it is ready to pounce.
Nice.
And its new quality is hardened armor.
And with that, all 4 of your new evolved Animons can act to make things easy, because again, this is a one-shot, but we're gonna give a +1 to all of their stats, +3 to their HP, and their new attack will have an extra 2 dice. You're facing the giant tentacle face. What are these new attacks that you unleash to protect your kids?
Oh. Ah, man. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's because Portobello was originally trying to protect Nicole, as like the instinct of like what wants, and so I think it's something like they communicate to the plant life that's living on this creature. And their vines or like their mycelial like latch into it and constricts everything together. So it's kind of like we are one. I think it's like yeah, it's like the Legion attack. Mycelial network is all.
I'm gonna have to ask you to roll then.
Okay. This is power.
I feel that this is power.
Okay. And then I get +2 dice. That's 7 dice. And I'm using my quality plant speech.
Oh.
Give me a boost.
Yep, that gives you a boost.
Then I'm 3 up.
You need 2 successes.
I got 4.
So that's an extra 2 damage. What's your
That's gonna be 12 damage.
Yeah, you see like all of the seaweed and everything just constrict tentacle face as it goes like and tries as it might to break free of its own body.
Yeah.
Next up, Orion.
Oh man. So with the scale plating, Orion now has metal plating or natural armor. Sorry, natural armor. And he is going to. He is going to float swim up and use his sonar blast to try and disorient the tentacle face to
All right.
in this case. Which still sounds the same, but the screech starts to sound a little bit more like dragony, like between like the clicks of a dolphin and like the screech of a dragon. Very, very, very loud, and just like everything shakes around it when he does that, and he's gonna do that like right into the tentacle face's face.
All right.
Let's see here. Now he's got.
I have 0 successes. God damn.
Oh,
I got
Jeez.
1, 1, and 3, 3.
okay. That's 2, and then ooh, what would that be? Would that his would that just be power?
Well, this is a blast at a certain distance, so that it could
Uh-huh.
also use brains.
Okay. He is very, very smart. Oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
And that's when I roll like shit.
super. We've got 7 dice now. It's wild.
Oh my god, it's so many. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 successes.
Wow.
So plus 6 damage. What's your damage?
So it's 10 total. I do 4 damage.
All right. And there was a
you
debuff
double
this
your
summer.
damage dice.
No, you don't
So
double
your
it. You just add.
well, you
2
double your
dice.
power, right?
You double your power for your base damage.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you only have 2 power?
No.
No, I have 3.
Okay, so
Oh,
then
you
you
should
can.
have
did my
6 base.
damage? Okay, I'm sorry. My
Yeah.
damage went up, and I forgot to change that.
No, that's
Yeah.
okay. So 6
Um,
plus. How many
6.
extra successes? 6.
So that was 12 total. 12
Okay.
total damage.
There we go.
It's not looking good. Cleote.
Cleote, like growls and then gives out another howl, but this time it does what's called what he calls volley of stone, and the spikes from its back just launch and come crashing down on the creature.
Volley of stone.
Yep, just like that. Why did I know that this character or this Animon was going to sound like an 80s heavy metal
80s rocker. Yeah.
Perfect. Love it. And I think with this one, it's probably going to be a brains attack to be able to land.
Yeah, to aim properly.
To aim properly. And I just have a question if Leo's feature of showing how tough he is by getting up and brushing himself off after getting swatted like that gives me the boost that it says that it should, if it counts. Okay, so that's 3 or better.
3 or better,
don't
and
mess
you
with
need
me.
to. Oh, I have 1 success.
Oh my gosh.
And
Simon,
yeah,
how much are you rolling?
I rolled. It only has 4. So here's the thing. It's got a lot of HP. Not a whole
Right.
lot of dodge, but it's got a base of 9 damage.
Oh wow.
So that's 6 successes.
Okay, -1, so 5.
So 5 successes
Yeah. So
plus
what
8. That's 13 points of damage.
Ouch.
And oh no, I take that back because it's a heavy attack. What does the heavy attack do? Adds 1 more damage, so 14 points of damage.
Jesus. I don't think it's gonna have a chance to play.
Oh
Phantasma.
no,
Wait.
it's 1 plus rank, so that would be 3 points of damage. Sorry, that's 16 points. Goodness gracious!
It's still
I didn't
standing,
read
but
that
by
right.
3 HP less.
Yeah, I switched over We Are One to an energy drain. So I don't know what level this target is, but I gained hit points from it.
It would be super.
Okay. I still don't know what that means.
It's okay. Portobello didn't take any damage yet. So Phantasma.
So Phantasma, in her new form, also has Great Leap, and she's going to basically jump super high with her tooth daggers and stab down on top of the Animon's head. And her signature attack is Twin Dagger, and it's multi-element, so it strikes with both Mirage and Dark.
Oh.
And I'm going to say that this is using agility.
As she leaps into the air, she goes, "All right, fine, this might be worth it." Twin dagger.
And make your roll. Oh, finally,
So-
2 successes.
4 successes.
Oh, goddamn. So, what's your damage?
Damage is 2 times power, so we'll say 6.
All right. Is that all?
I believe so. I don't think multi-attack element does more than
Because in total you dealt 47 damage,
Oh.
and it's got 46 hit points.
Oh.
So as you fall down, Phantasma, with the twin daggers, you hit the giant creature, and it turns into just water, seaweed, and shells and all that, as it utterly
they were supposed to
disappears.
talk.
Well, that's the thing. There is no Animon left behind. Normally, a
What
super Animon devolves into their previous form, and they're knocked out. In your case, when the battle ends, Orion, Portobello, Cleote, and Phantasma all become their fledgling selves due to all the power they expended.
Oh, he's so cute.
Down to clay pop now.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those gnomes that I sent earlier.
Uh-huh.
Like this is like the tiny, tiny, tiny version.
Captain Ichabod is no longer there. Instead of Captain Ichabod, you see this tall merman just floating in the air, waving its tail like it was like in the water. He's got the white beard of Captain Ichabod and a giant like golden trident. He is the legendary water Animon, the king of undersea. And he tells
Please
all
turn me into
four
a
of
mermaid.
you, He tells all four of you, first points at you with his trident and, heals you of all your injuries. And says that the world of Animon is in danger. And we needed brave heroes that could defend all 10 realms from the depredation of the monsters that were unleashed by the Spaceleys. We needed brave souls, kind souls, people who would not be afraid to do what's right. And with that, he opens a gate like a swirling whirlpool. And you see through it what would be the underwater city of Atlantis. And so your Animon journey would begin by saving Undersea from whatever machinations the Spaceleys have done there. And that's where we're going to end our one-shot.
Mr. Lucas, I want extra credit.
There's just a thumbs up from his unconscious body. And don't worry, the rescues are on their way for the rest of the children, which actually have by now formed a fully fledged and functioning civilization on the beach.
Oh, good.
Like Gilligan's Island style.
Oh my
As long
God.
as it's Gilligan's Island and not Lord of the Flies.
No.
Yeah.
No, they have
I mean-
they have a TV built out of coconut shells.
Yeah. Okay. So more Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's where we're gonna end with, the what would be the pilot episode for a 10-season series, one in each
Yeah,
realm.
because all Mon series last.
Oh yeah,
mean,
you know it's
super
gonna be
long.
like a 300 episode anime
Yeah,
series, and half
exactly.
of it is filler.
Filler. Yeah.
There's gonna be
Much
like, of course, the hot springs episode is gonna happen when you reach the fire realm. And the Christmas episode's gonna be in the ice realm. Yeah.
I will say that like in that speech or in the like gesture of the.
Oh no, everyone
cut-
froze.
Oh no.
Okay, you're back. Okay, phew.
Okay. But yeah, when that speech was going on and they mentioned kind souls, Kale most definitely glanced over at Nicole.
I'm just staring starstruck at a merman, wondering if he could turn me into a mermaid or not.
Yeah, Kale's trying to keep it cool. That is for sure. Like keep it cool, and then like as soon as they say something that like, oh yeah, I know kind soul, look over at Nicole. Yes.
So what did
That was
you
really
think
fun,
of
y'all.
Animon? Yeah.
That's so fun. I want to play more.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun game.
Oh man, I also appreciate everyone's little inputs for the character, like the Animons. Like the cross roleplay was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had so much fun, in fact, that like we totally skipped out 2 scenes. There were Animons native to this island. In fact, a little fire, like campfire, was from a cabin in which there is a stove, an iron stove Animon that lives there with another one that's just like a sort of a slime with eyes and a smile, like the Dragon Quest slimes.
Oh my gosh.
That would live on this island. They would have warned you about the Spaceleys that have been seen, because that's the thing. The Spaceleys released this Animon, which is not named Tentacle Face, which has nothing to do with Captain Ichabod. Like that was just a whole ruse. Captain Ichabod actually, kept an eye on you on the boat. He was interested. The storm was just pure happenstance because, well, they sensed your Animons nearby. So
I was gonna say the Tentacle Face I was immediately getting vibes from all the uh oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now, but D&D, the tentacle face D&D.
Oh, I mean,
Oh.
Tentacle Face was literally just me putting Cthulhu in a PG anime thing.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, immediately I thought of that because I mean, Simon's definitely put that into my path a couple of times. Entire campaign even.
But yeah, this was like I wanted to do like a sort of pilot thing, so I hope you
Sure.
enjoyed.
So fun.
We're gonna go around the table, shout out if you have anything coming up, and tell us what was your favorite moment in like the 2 days of streaming that we did. What did you enjoy the most about Animon? We'll do the reverse order as we did the intros, so we'll begin with Chris, and then we'll go around counterclockwise on the overlay. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Simon. Thanks for having me on this. It was the lighthearted balm that I needed right now. So, my name's Chris Geary. Like I said before, you can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me in the chat and in Twitch as the same. I will be back on this channel tomorrow for Cyberpunk Red with Nino and a handful of others. And you can also find me back on Wandering DM yet again on Saturday at 9 p.m. for the first episode of a 4-part series that is an alpha playtest of Omen's Rising, which is a game that I'm a part of creating. A number of people are part of that group, and Nino is one of them as well. We are going to be showing off some of the world, some of the flavor of it, as well as digging into some of the different mechanics and how things are imagined in the world of Omen's Rising and in the cartomancy-based system that we use. So no dice involved. It's all playing cards. It's a narrative-heavy system that builds player-centric or PC-centric plots rather than world-centric plots. It should be a lot of fun. We're going to have 6 people from our team goofing off with it and picking it apart. And there will be some gameplay, also some discussion of what we experienced, what we liked, what we didn't like, and what kinds of changes we might be making going forward between now and the release of our beta rules. So we hope to see anyone who's interested in pulling back the curtain on the design process of a tabletop RPG to come hang out in chat and participate in our discussion afterwards.
Very cool.
And up next we have Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. As Chris mentioned, I will be on this channel tomorrow for Cyberpunk Red with my even more charming and less rich character by the name of Jimenez. And then I'm back again on Saturday because I can't seem to stay away from this channel for another episode of Scion with also even poorer character who may not be so scrupulous.
Poorer? I don't know. I don't know. You have a magic house, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, and then 2 weeks from today, I will be on this channel again for a regular superhero campaign hosted by Simon.
Nice.
So, looking forward to that. Got a whole lot of cool stuff planned there. So, stay tuned for that.
And up next we have Stephanie.
That's me. Hi, I'm Stephanie. Long-time viewer, first-time streamer on Simon's channel. Super excited to be invited to play this game. I had a blast. The Since Simon asked for our favorite moments, I think just like the character creation is super amazing and creative and fun. And as someone that's obsessed with character creators, especially in like video games or just anything, it was like heaven. I could spend hours and hours creating characters and Animon, and this is oh my gosh, this is gonna take up a lot of my life now. I'm really excited about this. I hope I get to play more soon. Uh, I am Tea and Tails on everywhere. I make dice bags, which is Tea and Tails dice bags. I will make dice bags based off of your D&D characters. It's very fun for me. Please let me do that. And
Mine's too
aside
far
from
away.
that, oh, it's too far away. It's okay. Of course, I made one for Bashard because, you know, that's Simon's baby. um, I hope to be on here in the future at some point, but in the meantime, I am over on good friend So Maddie Games every other Sunday. I play. We're doing Dragonlance, and I play a small mushroom gnome that is a toxin cleric and may or may not accidentally be serving a really scary god. You know, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, that's all I'm doing right now, though. So, yep. Hey, Simon.
You're very welcome. And last but certainly not least, the returning face. Hi, Eddie.
Hey. Yeah, I'm Eddie Freeman. You've seen me on here before, way back when I played Doxy and Moxie in our Dark Matter campaign. Good to be back. Good to be playing with Simon again. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. Like the whole process, character creation, like Stephanie was saying, was super fun. I really liked the questions and the relationship building dynamics. And I think you know, suggestion for anyone that goes and plays this, have other players play the Animons, so you get like that cross connection, because that was super fun. But yeah, you can find me at Pixel Knitter in just about any place. And yeah, I'm hanging out doing tabletop role playing game things with AP Gaming Real on occasion, and sometimes I stream with him playing like Raft and stuff like that. We've done that a couple times. But yeah, I'll be around.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight. Thank you chat for hanging out with us. Thank you players. This was a 2 days of streaming that was very, very fun to do. Thank you, Zach, for creating Animon Story. Animon Story is coming out tomorrow. I believe somewhere at some point during the day. So make sure to follow at ZachBFree. That's ZAKBFREE on Twitter. He's also in chat right now, so you can let him know about how fun this was tonight. Love the game. And I can't wait to maybe tinker with it, create an actual longer campaign. See how things are going. The game, in fact, is so easy to pick up and play. I had zero prep. I did all of my prep on this sheet while we were doing the introductions earlier, the scenes on the ship.
Wow.
And that's it, because that's how easy it is to just come up with, okay, well, here's what's gonna happen. And you know, it's the creativity of the players that are going to inform you about like the skill checks and everything. You just need to think about, hey, would this be difficult? Would this be easy? Would this be impossible? And then you just go with it. Of course, for all the villains and everything, I used the ones that are straight in the book, so I didn't need to change anything. Though I did invent the lasso thing because that's not what they had originally. But it's like super easy to pick up and play. We saw character creation in like 2 hours yesterday. plus whatever like talking that we did for our relationships and everything. So it really is a fun game that you can play just like that. As for me, you can find me tomorrow for Cyberpunk at 8:30 p.m., Saturday for Scion at 1 p.m., Sunday for the finale of Romance of the Blue Rose over on twitch.tv/Praxagorathysmophoria, as I reprise for the last time this season the role of Vashard, the emo wolf boy who is probably going to suffer something. He's turning into a vampire, so that's not cool. Yeah, that's the fang sickness I got, because I got bitten by a tall vampire lady after she stepped on me. And then you can find me on Monday for some D&D. And soon, like Anino said, we're going to launch our Sentinels of the Multiverse campaign. You saw the teaser on Twitter. And I can tell you another thing about the campaign right now as a preview and a thank you for coming here. This is a multi-medium show. So not only will we have the streams, I know Anino is also writing flash fic for his character, but also there will be an accompanying trading collectible card game that you all can play over on Twitch, and basically all the money that is gathered through, buying booster packs and such, this all goes right back to the players. So if you want to support the stream, if you want to support the players, that will be a great way to also discover things through this CCG. You'll be able to create superheroes to populate the world with, maybe even come guest in the show, give boosts to the crew, or even sometimes make up some nefarious things. So you'll see, I'll start teasing these things in the coming weeks. We have another show coming up in May for a shorter season. It is a Weird West horror campaign called Through the Breach. It takes place in the Malifaux setting, so that will also be announced soon. There's a lot of logistics things that we need to figure out for that. And then, of course, don't forget Saturday after Scion, we have I'm hosting Omen's Rising. So there's also that stream that you definitely do not want to miss. That's a lot of stuff. Thank you so much, Steph, for the subs. Thank you so much, everything. Yeah, yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Zach, for the game. And hopefully you all will go and check Animon's story and create some fun Monster Friends games with your friends. Ciao, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Bye.